Hello, welcome back. It's Wicked Movie Bros. I'm slightly drunk. I just want to put that out there right now. Okay, Jacob, Zachary, your turn.
We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, and drunk Jacob seems to be. I'm not really drunk, but I'm like kind of tipsy. Like I could probably fall if I stood, but I could normally fall if I stood on normal days. So like I don't really know what that does
I
to my
experienced
body.
that twice while staying at their house for one day.
Sorry, I just hit my head real hard. It happens. I'm a very clumsy person. Either way, we do have a lot of things to talk about. A lot of them are about the same exact things we've been talking about for weeks on end now. But
But
honestly,
there's a big difference with this one.
all the movies we talked about like 3 weeks ago that had no release dates actually have release dates now, and we'll be talking about those exclusively. We also have some speculation news coming out. And then we also we're going to talk about delays because there's been a few delays here recently. And then we also have a few game delays that we want to talk about, a few speculation game delays that could be coming up within the next few months. We have every movie. Like, we're going to talk about how every movie is out from the cinemas. There's not a movie can be playing because they're all out. You can watch them now as we speak, which is just, we'll talk about it. Then, of course, we'll end with what are we watching, what we recommend during your quarantine for this week. Anything new we've seen or whatever. I haven't really seen anything.
I'm watching my first new thing in almost a week tonight after we're done with this show.
It's very exciting for you.
Are you kidding me? It was a movie that was in theaters, and I get to watch it today, and I'm really excited. Onward. I get to watch Onward today.
Yeah, we watched Trolls instead.
Oh, you guys watched Trolls World Tour?
No, the first one. The second one doesn't come out till next week. I will tell you when we rent it though. We are renting it. We're renting it for.
Hold up! I'm just curious.
What?
Does Trolls still hold up?
I laughed real hard, cried.
I'm just curious.
It's not as good, but I would say it's mostly the Bergens and things that are just not as appealing as they used to be. Does the music
still hold up?
Oh yeah, but I think the music's also somewhat annoying because it's like, why don't it's kind of like a cheap out because it's a juice box musical and it's not original musical.
Gotcha.
And there's only one original song in the whole movie, so like and it's the same thing with the sequel. Yeah, but I'm still looking forward to it. I'm curious to see, because the Bergens are not involved with the sequel at all, how they're going to connect stories and things. I don't watch any of the spinoff stuff, so I don't know if that's important.
But let's get to the mouse in the room, shall we?
Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about today, I think, is important enough. We're going to talk about the news story that did break today. Today is, well, it's about to be the next day, but today is Friday, April 3rd, because Lady Gaga, people still listen to music. Sorry, I'm still salty. I'm salty about a lot of things. This month, I want to mention, before we get into any of this,
you barely started.
I'm going to go on a little rant here. This week started out like an amazing week. You came, Dad came. I was like having my favorite author just announced their book gets released in June, and they're an indie author, so I definitely know I'm receiving a copy in some shape or form type of thing. I'm very, very looking forward to it. And then, I wake up yesterday, I slept for 23 hours because I was so depressed. This news literally depressed me so much. Oh my God, I just can't stand it. That's what we're going to start with today because I'm just not ready to go on too many rants. We'll start with new release dates. So plenty of movies have them, and so we're gonna talk about them. Now, I do want to mention new release dates can go with kind of delayed release dates as well. Most delayed movies nowadays do get a second release date, which is pretty cool. We're not in the era where we have to guess when all these things are coming out. Some things we did have to guess, though, is when is Black Widow / Mulan going to come out? Well, if you are guessing it, I do have a date for you. Black Widow is taking November 6th spot, which was supposed to be Eternals. We had already talked about this previously. It's the perfect date to give it. They actually moved back every single MCU movie going up to Thor, Love, and Thunder. And I'm going to read you off the new dates for these movies in case anybody is curious of when you could be expecting.
Before we get to that real quick, I want to talk about Black Widow's new release date. So November 6th.
Mm-hmm. Not my favorite.
2 weeks prior to that is Snake Eyes, which is, again, a spy type of film.
If it comes out.
And then about two to 3 weeks prior after Black Widow is No Time to Die. That is 3 separate spy films within the course of each other. Do you think that in some way, with Black Widow being in the middle, could hurt her?
No, I think out of everybody, and I mean it, honestly, out of everybody, I think Black Widow has a chance to be the best. Personally, I feel like Snake Eyes is probably going to get delayed. I don't know how far they are.
For Snake Eyes.
I don't know how far they are inside like
They're done
production.
with they're done with physical production.
Let me just double check.
I believe they are. Henry Golding as Snake Eyes. I think is a brilliant casting move. I'm really excited for. I feel like it's a new take for GI Joe. I feel like it's a good place to take it in that direction. No Time to Die. I've talked about a million times. I'm looking forward to this movie very much. However, I agree with my brother. I think Black Widow of the three will probably stand out the most.
So filming did wrap on February 26th right before all this stuff happened. So that's really good. So it does have a chance to make its release date. I do think it could do well, but I mean, if you look at his story for G.I. Joe in the past, not that great.
Good.
Not horrible. I mean, they've gotten 2 sequels out of it, but not Marvel.
By the way, if anybody wants to go watch G.I. Joe, I highly recommend G.I. Joe Retaliation over G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Just putting that out there.
I don't highly recommend either of them. Just putting that out there.
I'll watch G.I. Joe Retaliation any day because I think it's just a better movie over Rise of Cobra.
So, is that Retaliation the sequel?
Yes.
Okay, I have very, very bad memories.
Oh, so do I.
Retaliation.
The reason why you and I saw Retaliation in theaters at all was because of a really bad memory.
So, I don't think it's good. And I do think that's because of the influence of when we saw it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the first one was just a bad movie.
It's bad. It's a campy. It's a campy good.
I don't recommend either. It was before they took action films as seriously as they did.
Just before Cobra Commander.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Totally blocked that. Hold on. Tangents 101 with Jacob and Zachary. Which one is that?
He played Joe Rise of Cobra. He played Channing Tatum. He played Duke's friend in the movie. He's the one that blew up in the bomb.
Okay. Oh my God. There you are. Okay, maybe I do need to rewatch this horrible movie.
Oh, don't. They recasted him for the sequel. It's not him in the sequel.
Hold on.
I remember they killed Duke off in the beginning of Retaliation.
Oh, I know, because I thought that was horrible. Because I was like, Channing Tatum. Who is he?
He's Cobra Commander.
I'm looking at like stills. Ew, Dennis Quaid.
He's a deformed. He's Duke's friend that gets exploded in the bomb. Has hatred for Duke because of it, and he's the doctor during all the non-scenes and comes out to be Cobra Commander at the end of the movie.
They must have like really hid him from the advertising.
They did. They didn't show his face. He's the one that makes the serum to make the super soldiers.
We don't need to say spoilers.
Jacob, how god awful is this movie?
It's over 10 years.
My point.
Oh, can we just talk about this image right now? I'm on IMDb flipping through Zelda's List Fine Shows. Gordon love it. Look at that image. I mean, that just tells you everything about this movie in a nutshell.
Yeah,
sorry,
I mean,
just had to bring it up. Sorry about anybody who is here.
The fact that the guy next to Baroness is now Destro. Whew.
OMG, found him.
Told you. Yeah, that's Joseph right there.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Now I gotta find.
Now, to be preference, I'm not a big fan of G.I. Joe. I just remember this movie very well because of how bad it is.
Okay, so you can rent it. Not that anybody's curious except Jacob, but I'm definitely gonna look it up. G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, and we're gonna figure out if it's on anything. No, I'm not paying for it.
No.
Fine. We were looking up. I know Who Killed Me. It's a Lindsay Lohan movie that came out like 10 or so years ago. Pretty bad horror film. But I've been really wanting to watch it, and you have to rent it for like $1, and I can't see myself spending the money for it.
Wait, did you see Lindsay Lohan's back for some reason?
She is back. Lindsay Lohan she is having her new album drop, and her first song that drops tonight. We don't talk about music here, but like, okay. Mentioned it earlier. Lady Gaga's new album after 6 years or so was supposed to drop today or yesterday.
Let me guess. It got delayed.
It got delayed due to Corona. And everybody laughed at her and said, "Music is still coming out, bitch." Everybody watches it. Everybody listens to it digitally. No one buys CDs anymore. No. It's just not a thing. And so I thought that was really funny. It's true. You want to do well in the top 10 for iTunes, not the top 10 billboards. Yeah. We just live in a different society. So instead, Troye Sivan dropped his first song off his new album. He leaked that. And then Lindsay Lohan also dropped her first new single from August of last year, and it was amazing. I really loved it. But That's different. It's not important. Like music's gonna stay the same. People who
Yeah,
have decided to listen to music are gonna release their music. It's not like movies and television and video games and things, because those are precedent on different sales.
that's Black Widow.
Sorry, we went far. Super far.
That just kept going.
We had a circle. We circled. Why did we circle? Spy movies. G.I. Joe was a spy movie. Here we go. Back to Black Widow, which is a spy movie. Also, by the way, this article has Natasha, and we love a good Natasha. I'm just saying. I'm happy for her.
You don't like the idea for Black Widow for November?
I just don't know if it's a good date for her.
I love it because spy movies, detective whodunit films always do good in November. Look at your favorite. Look at one of your favorite films from last year.
Didn't know it was a favorite film from last year until like 2 months into this year, but it was.
But look how well it did for.
Oh yeah, Knives Out did amazing. Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think that both. I think No Time to Die and Black Widow will share that profit of being a spy film in November. Be a really good MCU/dad flick films. Back to two of them. You know, they'll get the money they want. I guarantee you, of the two, Black Widow will probably hit $1 billion more over No Time to Die.
I still don't believe any of these movies will make $1 billion.
No,
it sucks. It does make me kind of sad because I would really love Black Widow to make $1 billion. I just don't see it happening.
It's not her fault.
No, this is totally. We live in a different economic time.
Yeah.
You know, if it would have got released in like February.
Yeah.
Which was a rumored release date early on, was in February, up against like Birds of Prey and stuff. I think it had a possibility, but we also would have owned it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that, man. What if Black Widow came out in February? We'd be watching it right now at our house.
You best believe I would have already seen it like 12 times.
I know. So let's get back to the schedule.
Okay, I'm going to read off the new ones that have been shifted and things. Everything has been shifted, but the release dates for all these movies came out in Comic-Con in July of last year, and so you might want to...
Which is why I'm more fine with these release dates than I would have been with anything else.
So, like I said, everything's been shifted back to the release date before it.
Yeah.
So, Black Widow was supposed to come out in May, now coming out in November. Eternals, which was supposed to come out in November, is now coming out in February. I'm going to stop saying that. I just wanted you guys to get the clear picture. February 12th is the Eternals, by the way, if anybody was curious, which is an interesting release date.
Like this date because
not horrible,
most newcomers for the MCU either come out in November or February. That's usually where they lie. And so I like the fact that I think May is a good spot for Shang-Chi when we get to it. I think February, starting off the new year with Eternals, a new team.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
It's a good way to start. It's a good way to start the year off.
Shang-Chi has May, which is the start of the summer, which I think it could be
huge. I think it's also redemption for Disney because
it's a mixed bag here. Because I think personally, if it was me, there's probably a reason why. And credit sequences, things again, these films are crafted to a T for reasons, for like story purposes. There has to be a reason why Eternals has to come out before Shang-Chi has to come out.
Yeah.
There has to be like some sort of purpose there. But personally, I would say Shang-Chi should be more of a February release date. Eternals should be the summer kickoff because it is a superhero team up movie. It just screams more.
That's fair.
Kickoff summer. But once again, these are based on story purposes, which probably has a reason for the reason they're coming out.
So for me, I see it as a redemption story for this year for Disney. Because it's a Chinese-based film.
Which I heard is probably going to be offensive.
Probably. Starting off the summer in May, it's a way to redeem themselves from taking away March's release date for Mulan.
Which still could do horrible for them. We're going to get there.
It still could, but the fact that they're able to go over and give them another shot in the summer,
for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, ultimately, Shang-Chi being I think I'm really excited for the cast of Shang-Chi. There's a lot of people in it that I'm really excited for. I'm not really excited for the character. I don't really know much about this character. And from what I understand,
that's all you need to know.
Well, from also what I understand is that it's not a very beloved character over in China, that they have done some pretty offensive things with him in the past and things like that. So it is very curious.
I'm not worried about it.
We'll have to wait and see, obviously. Doctor Strange 2 has now moved from November, which I think is an amazing release date.
love it.
It's the best release date, I think. Just like Thor: Love and Thunder should have been February 18th from the beginning. Like, that just seems ridiculous. Black Panther 2 will now debut in May 6th, and they also announced a new one. Captain Marvel 2 officially has a release date set for July 8th, 2022, which, do you guys hear something that's missing from this release schedule that was supposed to come out between now and here? Spider-Man 3, still coming, but now it does not have a release date at all. Interesting, right? I find it interesting.
I find it interesting for two reasons. I find it interesting for number one, Uncharted got delayed.
Totally.
And we'll get there. Tom Holland was on set for Uncharted. It was supposed to start shooting before this happened. I'm guaranteeing you his contract has him obligated to finish that film before he can start Spider-Man.
He was supposed to be filming both back-to-back. He did an interview about it. He was jumping between sets.
Well, now that can't happen.
So nothing can
delay. I'm thinking the delay of Uncharted probably broke that deal.
But here's the thing. I think the really, really interesting thing about this is Captain Marvel 2 had only been rumored. No actual release, no plans of releasing in this phase. July 8th was Spider-Man's date. Spider-Man 3, that's the date it was supposed to come out in. It did not need to move. Black Panther did not move. Black Panther in these last two release dates, they were far enough out that they didn't have to move because we had a few dates that were we had several months between Marvel movies. Now we don't. I'm not complaining about this, but some people could. Do you think that means they've been working on Captain Marvel 2?
Oh yeah.
From this point, sometimes, especially heavy VFX movies like this, it can take up to 5 years to make.
You mean, as in they've been secretly invading Captain Marvel 2 into production? Yes, Jacob, I completely agree.
Do you think that's the reason why Brie Larson's not in anything anymore? Because she was really hot there for a minute and then she just vanished? I think possibly this is true.
Because now I think it's also a brilliant schedule setup. I think now every single MCU film is going to lead to Captain Marvel 2, and here's why. Captain Marvel set up the Skrulls. I think it's only fair that Captain Marvel 2, which will probably lose that 2, and be called Captain Marvel Secret Invasion, and we find what's been going on throughout the phase up to that point. I think that Thor: Love and Thunder ends phase 4 and Captain Marvel starts phase 5.
Whereas Black Panther 2
invasion story
also in there.
Huh?
Black Panther 2 is also in there.
Black Panther 2 might start phase 5 then. I think Thor will probably end phase 4. Remember, we have 5 different shows coming out within that span too.
And more that we could be possibly talking about here recently. Hint, hint of what the next story could possibly be.
Yes.
Which is really exciting because obviously we've been talking about for a long time. Thor should debut in Black Panther 2. It's such going to be a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
If she doesn't make her debut there.
The reason I'm so happy with Marvel is because Kevin Feige understands how to work with what he's got. He planned this out accordingly. He knew what he had to do if this happened, and it worked out.
Personally, I think he listened. Everybody was like, it was really weird because when Black Widow got delayed the first time, when they first announced Black Widow was going to get delayed, which was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Everybody was like, put it on streaming. We don't want it. Then when the rumor came out that, it's actually a very good chance that you get to watch it at your home, everybody who was saying, no, put it on streaming was now no, we'll go to the movies. Put it back in theaters. We'll watch it if you release it. And I think that was the upset. Is because everybody saw that Wonder Woman was going to get released on HBO Max. That was a big rumor going around for a long time. And everybody was super duper excited it got a release date. And so they saw, people are actually excited to go back to the movies. The prediction from from AMC is supposed to be June 30th is when everybody should be going back to the movies. That weekend of the last week, it's bullshit. Don't worry about it.
No.
The last weekend, I think maybe August, some point in August, but I don't know, June 30th. I personally think Black Widow is far enough away that I think everybody will be about that right time. I mean, I did see a few headlines on a few people on Twitter saying we're going to wait until it comes out digitally. I'm not risking it. But I did see most people saying, no, we'll go. We'll go. So I think it's really interesting. Movies that did not move, though. There is one movie on this Disney slate that did not move, and that is Soul. Soul is still supposed to come out on June 19th. I don't know what's going on.
No.
But it's supposed to.
Disney's holding that line fort down because they know once they move that June one, Disney has nothing coming out during the summer. They did, but they put the other one straight to streaming service, so you know.
We're not there yet. We'll get there. We're almost there. We have one more, and then we're there. So then we're going to move on to Jungle Cruise, which I feel the worst for.
Yes.
Jungle Cruise, which was originally supposed to come out on July 24th, 2020. That's Mulan. Mulan took its spot, by the way, if anybody was curious. It has now been moved a whole year to July 20th, 2021. They must have felt really good about this choice's date for this movie.
Yeah.
I think it worked okay because they weren't even thinking about putting it anywhere earlier or later, which is interesting. But Mulan is now coming out on July 24th, which I think is a little...
Oh, we'll get to that.
A little pushing
I feel bad, but I feel like it's also a good thing for Jungle Cruise because the reception to the trailers really hasn't been... Yeah.
They also had a few reshoots and stuff they had to do beforehand, which could also have pushed things back more than what you would think.
I think it gives them an opportunity to make the film better. So let's get to the dragon in the room, and that be Mulan. I think Disney is too ambitious to give it a July release date.
I do believe that this is. I think we were talking about before we started tonight's podcast. Or today's podcast. And that is the fact that I think if Mulan does get delayed again, I do think it's going to go straight to VOD on the video.
There's nowhere else to put it. There's nowhere else to put it.
It's too crowded. We're going to get into it. A lot of movies and things have moved into September to August and things. September, October. It's too crowded. There also is not a place to put it anymore down there.
Well, that's not entirely true. As you know, the beginning months, the beginning weeks of December really never has anything. It really doesn't. Usually between the time Thanksgiving starts to December 11th, which is when Free Guy now comes out for Disney.
Yep.
There's usually nothing coming out between those because they don't want to put anything between Thanksgiving and Black Friday because then there's going to be a lot of shopping going on, so no people are going to go see this either. If Disney wanted to give it one more shot, I could see it becoming a December 5th and making it an end-of-the-year film. But at that point, you're pushing it almost a full year.
I don't think so. I think July 24th, if it doesn't make it, then it's going directly to home video.
And that sucks.
Well, there's also rumors that the movie's really bad and that maybe this is actually a better answer for it.
But do we really want to find that out from watching it at home?
Well, I already talked to you about it. I said I wasn't going to buy it. I'm too nervous about it. I'm not going to buy it. I'll buy, if Black Widow is supposed to get released in 3 weeks from now or whatever, some odd thing like that. Yeah, I would buy it right away. Mulan, not the same case. I also found it really interesting. I think out of the two, Mulan was a much better choice to release it digitally or try to release anything digitally for Disney. Yet they went with something different, which I still think is actually a pretty good answer.
No, to be honest, I would rather have seen Black Widow get pushed in the next year and give Mulan its chance in November.
Yeah, but I think it complicated too many things, though.
I don't think it did. Like we talked about, Marvel had a plan. I guarantee you, if Disney went to Marvel and went, listen, we understand you're really looking forward to putting out this Black Widow film. However, this Mulan film is going to die if we do not put it somewhere, and we feel like November is the best chance for it now to get. I think Kevin Feige looked at it and went, that's fine. We'll just put Black Widow in February and just move the slate back another year.
Just like we talked about before, I don't know if we talked about it on podcast or if we were just talking about journalistically, Onward, which now you can stream, by the way, officially on Disney Plus. It did amazing for them.
Yes.
I think there's money to be held there, and I think it would have been just as fine. But I don't know. I think July is still too early. I don't think anybody.
Yeah.
Or if it does get to come out, I'm gonna go see it in July. I can't tell you how many other people are going to come join me.
No. Unfortunately, they also put it in a ground of where this is all dying out by July. Not very many people are going to want to go to a theater and sit around a bunch of people and watch a movie.
I still think August or September is probably a better date for when all this shit's going to be over.
So, do you think Mulan, in any general sense of direction, will lose the company money?
Yeah, for sure. Which is why they're shooting. That's why they're probably trying to get a theatrical release date, because Disney is hitting it. It's hitting it hard, and
Yeah,
they need as much money as they possibly can to come in.
they just started
And
doing furlough on their employees.
yep, which is not. I mean, that still means they have their job. No one got
Right,
laid
just not
off,
getting
which was
paid.
good. But you're just not getting paid. You're
But
getting
they
like
are getting
2 more
healthcare.
paychecks
I
or
have
something.
they're getting healthcare.
They're getting healthcare, and then they're getting paid up until the point where unemployment gets brought in or something like that.
The best part about Disney, though, is that they're not just cutting out like the standard employees. Executives are going to get it soon, and then it's just going to keep going. Like Disney's not going to shut out just selected people. Are going to do everybody, which is good because I like seeing companies, during this rough time, not just giving it to the high people saying you get to keep your money and your jobs. No, everybody gets affected by this, and I like that.
So other movies that have been moved, we have been kind of hinting at. We'll get there. Hold on. Indiana Jones also, which if you did not know, was
I
initially
am so tired of talking about Indiana Jones 5. By the time Indiana Jones 5 comes out, Harrison Ford's going to be 100 years old.
well, for you to understand, hold on. If we're gonna make a joke about Harrison Ford being old, we might as well have a Harrison Ford actual date. Like how old is Harrison Ford? I'm gonna tell you. Huh?
He's in his 80s.
He is 77. Ha ha, asshole.
By the time this comes out, he'll be almost 79.
So he'll be 77, 78, 79, 80, something like that.
My point.
I get it.
You really think he can do his stunts at 80 years
Yeah,
old?
he said he's committed.
No, I don't know. I think
His
a
words
broken hip
were-
or a fractured collarbone will say otherwise.
His words were is that if I died on an Indiana Jones set, he wouldn't care. He said I'd be happy. That was his words.
I love that man so much.
So he's committed.
It's
Could
just,
be really sad.
unfortunately, and I hate saying this because he's old, they're beating a battered horse. This is just prolonging the point. Indiana Jones 4 has cursed that franchise. Just let it be.
No. I think they need a redemption. And I do believe this could be a redemption.
They've got all the talent they need. They have James Mangold, director, with Harrison coming back as the star again. It's a great team. I would love to see an old man indie movie, but I'm just nervous about the man.
Well, it comes out on July 29th of 2022, which is really not that far away. It sounds like it is because it's 2022, but it's 2020, Yeah, so either way. Continuing down the list of things, we have Artemis Fowl, which is honestly the most funniest thing on this whole entire list. I also want to mention for anybody who's freaking out about debuting on Disney Plus, wow, they're losing money. 2, I couldn't believe they're losing money. Maybe they really don't think it's going to do well.
No.
I have a feeling that's what it was. But also, 2, there is no date for it.
Nope.
It's coming to Disney, but who knows when?
I'm thinking it'll hit Disney Plus release date that was supposed to come out in theaters.
Yeah, totally. Like, content. They need... I know. I would watch it. I think I would watch it.
Nope.
Just because I have it for free.
Nope. Onward's my only exception when it comes to this. Artemis Fowl, and they don't look good in the trailers. It's going to be free, but you and I both talked about it. You love the books. I've read the first one.
I hate the books. I don't read the books.
Oh, I thought you liked the books.
No, I did a lot of research behind it. The fact that he is a devil child and they made him into like the hero is just, I think it's a little much.
It's not Artemis Fowl. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why. Totally.
It's Disney being smart and getting rid of something that would have not done well for them.
I mean, they have moved it now like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
For sure. So it's supposed to open up on August 9th. So I do wonder if it's going to come out around that same point or not.
What?
We'll have to wait. Artemis Fowl, originally supposed to open on August 9th. Was its original release date. Because it had gotten moved from May to August. And then they put it on Disney Plus, which is really funny.
So, do you want to talk about Fox now?
Oh, hold on. We're not fully done yet.
Oh.
Still have a few more movies. Like, there's been a lot of things, okay? We're getting the Fox, though. It's like this one, and then we have like a little bit. So we have West Side Story, and then The Last Duel. They both are keeping their dates at the end of December. Then Free Guy, like we had mentioned before, has now moved to December 11th. And then The French Dispatch, which is a Fox movie, by the way, is now moved from July 24th to October 16th for its limited release to try to do well for Oscars and stuff. And then also, just want to mention some movies that are Fox movies, actual Fox movies. New Mutants, Woman in the Window, Antlers, and The Personal History of David Copperfield all have release dates of going nowhere because they didn't get slated.
So I have a theory about two of them. The other two, I don't have anything for. So I think The Woman in the Window and the Copperfield film were not put anywhere on the slate for this year because Disney/Fox now have all of their awards contender films slated for the rest of the year. West Side Story, they have The French Dispatch. They have their contender films. I think they want to save those for, like, say, maybe beginning of the year, middle of the year now for next year, and let those be contenders for next year's Oscars.
I think Woman in the Window would be a really good, like, January release.
Yeah. However, Antlers and New Mutants, I got nothing. I don't know what they're going to do with them.
New Mutants, I still agree with everybody. Put it on Hulu. Come on, what the fuck are you doing?
Put it on YouTube for all I care. Just put the darn movie out.
And Antlers ultimately was probably be a small movie. Anyways, you could probably put it on video on demand.
Yeah.
What people try to rent it and things like that. And maybe that's the way to do it. Put New Mutants. If people really want to see this movie, let them have a chance to be able to rent it.
You know, that's not a bad idea. I would love for people to stop talking about wanting to watch this movie. I'll rent it just so I can watch it. It'll just show me people actually really wanted to see it and or just wanted this whole thing to shut up. We'll find out. I'm just sick and tired of hearing about New Mutants getting butchered. I'm done.
So those are the last movies to be dated for Disney. Now we're not done yet. No. Because guys, just wait. We have more movies that were delayed. Now, this does mean we're going to move over from new release dates than to delayed movies/games because we are moving into a different section. All of these have new release dates, but they have been delayed. Some of these over a year out, or almost over a year out.
To put this little thing in perspective, two full studios, pushed their entire release schedule from this year to next year. Both Paramount and Sony went ahead and went, bye 2020, we liked you when we did. Hi 2021, enjoy us while we can. Because my most anticipated Sony film got pushed to next year, and I hate it. I hate the fact that I'm going to see Morbius still next year. It makes me mad.
I agree. Give me 1 second as I am I clicked on an article kind of hoping that that Sony's movies would pop up, but now I gotta look up Sony and Paramount.
They're both the two most notable ones, Ghostbusters and Morbius, are both now in March next year.
Hold on. Delayed release. Sure, I'll get it. Okay. Is this the same article I just clicked on? I don't know. Okay. No, I think we have some. Okay, I do. I have a whole list. That's real good for us. Now I don't gotta go searching. All right. So starting, this is in no particular order, by the way, because I don't have an order to my madness. But I do. I'm just gonna read them off, and when you find like Morbius or something like that, we can talk about it. For anybody who's curious. So, for instance, September. Oh my God, it's such a heavy horror month. It's crazy because there's still movies that are supposed to come out in September that have not moved. A Quiet Place Part 2 has now moved to September 4th. I think that's an okay date. The Conjuring 3, comes out a week later. And then there's another horror film that's going to pop up a little later on this list that also got moved to September, like 2 weeks after that, like the ending of September. It's crazy. Who knows who's going to win that battle? Peter Rabbit 2.
I think A Quiet Place.
Not necessarily. Conjuring, I would not hold back. Because it's an initial film. It's not a spinoff. Right. It's one of the main three, and those always do better.
The only reason I'm saying that is because A Quiet Place is now becoming more anticipated because of the delay, and two, the last Conjuring film that came out was not very well received.
Well, not really well received, but did really, really well box office wise.
Right, but I think
that's what I mean. It's not so much about how you like the movie; it's about how much money the movie makes in this regard.
I think A Quiet Place has more of a shot. The other one, which I think is a Halloween, right?
No, Halloween's still in October.
Good. What was
We're
the
not
other
there
one?
yet. I'll have to wait and see what it is. It's a Sony
Okay.
movie. I'm pretty sure.
Morbius.
Not Morbius. That comes
No.
out in March. So we also have Peter Rabbit 2, which has now dealt with its third move. August 7th is now moved to January 15th. Sony realizing August is not a good date to put their movies in. I do wonder if Wonder Woman, however, is going to be somewhere.
I think Wonder Woman should now stay in August because it has no competition.
True, but can you go see a movie in August? Who knows?
True again.
What Bird still doesn't have a release date for anybody who is curious.
Netflix.
No, it doesn't have a release date from Netflix. It's just going to Netflix. So, continuing down the list, we talked about Mulan, we talked about New Mutants, Shang-Chi, and MCU entirely. Mission Impossible 7 in the late February. It's still due to release on time. Let's see here. A lot of these movies are on this list because they have been delayed, like, production-wise. Like, there's rumors that the Batman is actually going to come out in September now instead of May. And then Suicide Squad 2, they're going to switch the dates. Because Suicide Squad 2 is currently being edited.
We'll get to eventually Top Gun Maverick. Now took December 24th at the end of the year.
Okay, so the next big one is Uncharted, which was supposed to come out in March, is now coming out on October 8th. I don't know who... Someone reported that it was supposed to come out in December, and it's not coming out in December. It's coming out in October.
Planned for December, but they moved it. They moved it up to do.
Ironically, anybody who's wondering, did do some research. Tomb Raider 2, which has started filming. Well, it's delayed now, but like it's filming. It's still planned to come out in March of 2021. I do wonder if that's the reason why they moved Uncharted.
Probably.
Like that was because it's the same movie coming from the same company.
It's similar.
Well, they're the competing companies, but still, like it's the same thing. Oh my God, Avatar 2 is on here.
It got delayed. Shocking.
No, it did not. I didn't look though. I read it real fast. I was like, is there a delay? Also, anybody was wondering why Minions got delayed to next year. It comes out July 2nd of next year now. A whole year later is because they weren't done. They were done filming, like voice acting it, but not actually done animating it. And the animating, they said, could take up to 6 or 7 months.
That's fine. Finish your movie. I'd rather see a done product than not.
Scoob has also been delayed from May 15th. Makes a lot of sense, but no new release date has been set. I'm a little nervous that this is going to go directly to streaming.
I think that it's kind of nicked in the thing. I think HBO Max will get Scoob.
Which is fine. It's just sad.
It's just
sad.
They had no confidence in it.
Well, I mean, Corona. They had confidence. They were going to release it. Just Corona.
I just don't know where you would put it.
I don't know either. I'm not sure. And the Heights also got delayed, but
that one saddens me.
I'm sure it's probably going to come out around the same time West Side Story is my best guess. It's a huge Oscar contender. There's no way they're not going to put it out. That's why there's no release date, because they're going to wait until probably when they start to have an idea of when they can start releasing things again, and then they'll give it a release date. Malignant also got delayed, which is a horror film by James Wan. It's his first directorial horror film since The Conjuring 2, which came out in like 2013 or something, 2014.
Yeah.
It has had 2 press screenings, or like screenings of the movie that's currently done right now, and both were booed.
Sorry.
Did you just blow into your shorts? Not to call you out or anything, but also like
I needed to breathe.
So did you?
Yes.
Okay. But it was received absolutely horribly, saying that Warner Bros. Is going to have to reissue, if not the whole movie, major aspects of the movie. Now, coming down to the more juicier stuff, Peter Rabbit 2, like we just talked about, Morbius, which is what we're going to talk about right now, and Ghostbuster Afterlife have all been slated for the next year. So, Morbius and Ghostbusters Afterlife will both release in
March.
March. I think Morbius comes out before Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I think is how it works.
Morbius is first. Ghostbusters is the latter half. And to be fair, I think Ghostbusters fits well with March. However, if they were going to push Morbius, I kind of wish they would have pushed it to October of next year. I think it would have fit better in that area of window because that's what's supposed to come out around that time this year.
No, it's supposed to come out in July this year.
July?
Yeah.
Oy.
It's July 24th was his original release date.
I think they should stick with all those Sony villain films to October, like Venom.
Well, it's because Venom 2 is coming out in October this year.
We don't know that now.
But I mean, it's delayed like filming, but it's still slated to come out in October. No movies past August have been moved.
I'm upset about Morbius more so. Ghostbusters, we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen a lot from either of them, so I feel like they're okay with moving them. Peter Rabbit, though, I think putting it in January is just a way of saying we don't care about the film.
No, I think January is actually an excellent month for Peter Rabbit because its predecessors, such as Peter Rabbit 1 and or Paddington movies and or Hop and things like that, all ironically did come out in January. Speaking of another little blue creature you can now find, we're going to talk about it here in a second, Sonic in your local home place. Wherever you buy movies, you can buy it now. 4K HD. You cannot buy bonus features, so don't get greedy.
The only reason I'm worried about Peter Rabbit is because you just mentioned Paddington, and
They did amazing.
Yeah, but also there was quality on those films. The first
The first
Rabbit
one was really good. I really liked the first Peter Rabbit. I thought it was really funny.
It's okay.
It was very fun. That's your opinion, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people must have really liked it if they still were moving it. They could have played it on their streaming service, or, I mean, Sony doesn't have a streaming service, but I think, honestly, that'd be a great one to release on demand. Like, especially, like, right now, like, right before Easter, to put it on demand, like,
that's right? The point. I think it would have done better streaming-wise.
I mean, it was supposed to come out this Friday, which is just weird.
There's nothing coming out.
Oh no! Like, I did get a comment on YouTube. Thank you for that lovely person who said, "Guys, why didn't you do your pass?"
Because there's nothing coming out right now. We don't know. We can't approve or disapprove anything without having a knowing of when it's coming out.
We didn't get to approve or disapprove because there's only 4 movies.
You know what's starting to hit me right now? Next weekend was supposed to be released the start of the summer season. No Time to Die was supposed to come out next week.
No, what's going to hit me is the fact that Black Widow was only supposed to be 2 weeks away.
That's crazy.
And now we have to wait 212 days.
Yeah.
14 to 212. I'm just saying, that's like, it hurt me.
Wonder Woman.
Well, ironically, we're not even there yet. Last of Us Part 2 also got delayed for anybody who was curious. And I've been pretty chill about this whole like coronavirus. You can ask my brother, anybody in my family. I haven't been really affected by it, like at all. And it got delayed. And I slept for 23 hours because I was so sad. And it finally hit me that we're in a pandemic. I've been out of work for like 4 weeks now or 3 weeks now. Still nothing like really hit me. Last of Us Part 2, I spent $300 on a console. I'm still salty.
It's just now we're starting getting to the timeline of things being affected.
Yeah. Before it was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh my god.
Now it's like it's actually happening.
Other movies. Greyhound also got delayed, but no release date. Look, it got delayed, but no release date. Wicked. Supposed to come out December 22nd.
Wicked.
The musical.
Like the musical Wicked?
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
Warner Brothers. No, Universal.
They were doing a Wicked movie?
Live action, yeah.
Like Elphaba and...
Like Zachary, this has been in production for like 6 years now, and no one can get off. And they had just slated it, and
like Defying Gravity Wicked?
Oh my Jesus! Like that Wicked.
That's depressing.
Jesus. Like Defying Gravity? Yes, Zachary. What else can I give you?
There's a lot of things with the word wicked in front of it, Jacob. Leave me alone.
Thing 2 is taking Wicked's spot, by the way. It's going to get released on December 22nd. It got moved. That's its release date. Top Gun Maverick has now been moved from June 24th to December 23rd. My only complaint for this release date is, one, I don't really think a lot of people are excited for this movie. Two, is that it's a dad movie. It is a dad. This is a straight up dad movie.
Yeah.
And we're getting No Time to Die like 3 weeks before it.
Also,
Dad might not be
I
over.
want to hear anyone complain about saying, well, it's a summer film. It doesn't work well in December. Tell that to Aquaman, Avatar, and Star Wars. Tell me those are not summer films.
Yeah, that's not what I mean. It's just more like, I just don't actually think it's going to, I don't know. I don't know if it was going to do well on June 24th. I
think people are not giving Top Gun enough credit. I really don't.
Well, for instance, our father, when we went and saw The Hunt and things, this was one of those trailers that they were promoting still. Huh, that's so sad. That was so long. I just watched that at home. Damn, that hurts me. Either way, he looked at me and said, "Oh, they're making that?" And I was like, "Yeah, we talked about it before. You said you weren't super impressed." He's like, "Oh, the first one's like, it's okay. Like, I'm not really looking forward to that." And I was like, yeah. And that seems to be mostly the reception I'm getting off. Is that, yeah, it's kind of cool because like the stunts and stuff are really cool, but I would much see like a Mission Impossible movie than a Top Gun Maverick in my personal.
What's next?
Also, Jennifer Connelly's hair, like that right there, might be enough to sell me a ticket. It looks great, and you know me, and my hair. I'll go. Candyman finally got moved. That's the other one. So September 25th. Candyman comes out. So it goes A Quiet Place Part 2, Conjuring 3, and then Candyman.
That's a horror film month.
That's what I mean. Every studio is competing that month with their horror film.
And then doesn't Halloween Kills come out the first week of October or second week of October?
Comes out the first weekend of October, by the way, so it can play through the
horror.
Then also, for anybody who is curious, SpongeBob does have a new release date. Not that I think anybody cares. July 31st.
So I was listening to Grace Randolph be on the trailer. I was listening to her schedule moving video today.
I didn't watch it yet.
I feel like what she's saying on there about SpongeBob is that all theaters and things are predicting that between June and August is when this is going to be starting to settle down. And so July 31st will be the first film for any film to come out. It will be July 31st. It will be the first film to come out for anything. And, well, second film. And so they're Disney and is it Sony putting out SpongeBob or
Disney's not a part of this at all.
July 24th is Mulan.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's just who is putting out?
Yeah.
Is that who you're asking? I think it's Sony.
So both Disney and Sony are predicting that July will be the start of this, where unfortunately I want to look at you both and say this. Both your films are going to get moved.
Yeah, I think August, is the earliest. I think Wonder Woman might be the first movie that people get to see in theaters.
Yeah.
If I'm predicting it, I want to say August is probably, if we want to have the coronavirus around for a... Huh?
If I want to predict it and be realistic, maybe A Quiet Place Part 2 will be the first movie.
Also, I don't disagree with that as well. I'm just giving
what happens to your Wonder Woman?
It gets moved, or it gets... Oh, I don't know. Probably early next year, which is just horrible.
Yeah.
I think that one hurts the most out of, everything, just because we've been waiting the longest.
But that means DC would have a really good year next year.
That is true. And
they have a smashing year next year if that was the case.
Well, those are all the movies. I have already ranted quite a bit about Last of Us. Not to you guys. You're welcome. But overall, just, ranted.
So let's go ahead and get into the game thing now, which is where you've ranted about Last of Us. Let's talk about speculation between the two of us and what we think is going to get delayed and what we think will stay. I can just guarantee it right now. Sometime between now and May, we're going to find out Ghost of Tsushima gets delayed.
I think it's also very possible. I do want to mention, before we talk about speculation of who, I want to mention, because I think a lot of people personally are going in this thinking the games aren't done, that the games aren't complete and things. There is a few that we're going to talk about a little bit later on. Depending on how the world environment is, it could be true. The game might not be done. Because there's a few releases coming out later on this year that could be possible, is that they're still currently working on the game. But for like, what was that one you just said?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Thank you. And Last of Us Part 2, those both games are done. Both, everybody who's
told.
We've been told, we've been confirmed. They're working on their final bugs. But because if you looked at headlines, different things, games are not selling well right now. They are technically, but they're also not, because it's a mixture.
Yeah. Numbers have never been higher for gaming in a long time, but people are mostly playing games that they either own or going back to classics that they want to play. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 is getting a boost of gameplay right now because people are home.
And I think a lot of people are, and so that's the reason why Last was like thing that they announced or whatever, said it's because not everybody gets to play it, like across the globe. That's a lie, because anybody who has Sony and is going to get released on that date, just like movies, global release dates are different for video games as well. Certain games, such as Final Fantasy, for instance, Europe got it like 2 weeks ago. Us could get delayed. Yeah. There is a rumor that Final Fantasy for US could be delayed for 2 months or more, which is just insane, because, it's just insane. Not that I'm going to play it, but I know a lot of people that will affect. And a lot of people will be really mad because Europe does have it. They get to play it. Like, there's videos, you can find videos on YouTube of people playing it and things. So, it is annoying. But once again, that's not because the game's not done. No. Obvious right there. The game's out.
Really?
But it's because they don't think they're going to do well. Last of Us it's not because globals can't play it. No, I'm seeing through your lies. It's because Sony's scared that it's not going to have huge numbers opening weekend, where it's just like movies. They have to do well. Now, Last of Us as well, we'll talk about Cyberpunk here in a minute. I think Cyberpunk is also a great one to bring up. These things could have bigger projects coming. Last of Us has a whole TV show. It's a sequel to one of the most hyped up sequels of all time. I would say one of the most hyped up sequels and things like that. So there's a lot to live up to it. I can understand delaying it. That's why it got delayed before. I still think November, retrospectively, would have been a better release date, or February, which was the rumored release date. And this is simply because they don't think it's going to sell enough copies.
Yeah.
Not digital copies,
just
but
in general.
physical copies in general.
So when I look at the Sony thing, I look at it from 3 angles. Number 1, your fiscal side. I understand the money thing, and I totally get it. Number 2,
I get it as well. It just makes me aggravated.
I look at it from a producer's standpoint. Naughty Dog is known for perfection. Their games are always either smashing, brilliant, or otherwise they're just okay. You never get like a really bad Naughty Dog game.
I've never played a bad Naughty Dog game.
My point. So you expect excellence out of that company.
I do.
Number 3, I think Sony just now knows going into the remainder of the year, they are going to lose money this year, because I don't think the PS5 is coming out this year. I think it's going to get delayed till next year. Same thing with Xbox. And
I don't think. Sorry, continue.
And so, with all that in mind, I think Sony realizes that they'd rather take the weight, and and that's why I think Ghost of Tsushima is going to get delayed, because if that's the case, both Iron Man VR and Last of Us 2 got delayed at the same time.
Yeah.
That would mean that Ghost of Tsushima is the last exclusive of the game, which would put all that pressure on that one game. And that's not fair to the game. It's not fair to the company either. I think Sucker Punch deserves better than that. And so that's why I think it'll get delayed. On the other front, which is Xbox/PS4, which is Cyberpunk, which is the next one I want to talk about.
Hold on. Before we move forward, just going to go off of what you say. Sony's fine. I don't think Sony is going to be in any financial problems. I honestly do think it's because there's bigger projects at hand here. For instance, with The Last of Us and things, is that this has to do well. If this is not received well because review copies have not gone out or anything like that, it could definitely hurt the game. And why not push off maybe the inevitable? Maybe they're worried because, well, it's been under a lot of hate fire. And also I find it really ironic because everybody who did make fun of The Last of Us for whatever reason it might be over the past month or so Now they're like saying, "Oh fuck, what did we do?" Because it's partially your fault. Sorry. Continue with Cyberpunk.
The reason I say Sony's worried about losing money because they are going to lose money this year.
They're not going to lose money.
Let me explain.
I'm just saying they own too many things. It's impossible.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about what Sony is putting out this year. They moved their entire film slate to
That's the reason why they could, because they can afford.
Hang on.
I'm just saying, you're just wrong.
They moved their entire film slate to 2021. Their game side, they had 3 exclusives this year. 2 of them got delayed. There's a good chance their big system for the year is going to get delayed because no one can go out and buy it. The last thing Sony has this year, their gripping straw for anything Sony-wise, is this game. That is a lot of pressure to put on a game that no one can go physically buy and just do a digital purchase unless they do a store pickup, which they can't even do that.
No, you can't pick up things off the curb anymore.
But no one wants to because they're
that is true. That's the reason why.
So that's why I'm saying Sony's entire slate for the year, game, film, TV, whatever, is all going to be pushed to next year.
Well, Venom's still coming out.
Huh?
Venom's still coming out. That's Sony.
We don't know.
I think Venom still could very much come out. Production is supposed to start in the middle of June. Everything's supposed to start back up in the middle of June.
Sony will have one thing this year, and that's Venom 2. The rest of it won't be there.
But also, you have to remember, Sony has so many it's not just these 3 divisions. They have so many other things that bring in cash flow. It's not just like these different.
I'm going off of what we know, and those are the 3 branches that I know. Their TV side, their film side, and their game side. And looking at it from that perspective, if what we're going off is just Venom 2, then that's it for them that we know of.
That's fine. That's
huge hits the company.
Kind of.
So I would rather see them push off Ghost, let Venom 2, a film, rank in more money in October, and then release the following things later in the later half.
Yeah, I do believe all these games are going to come out in the later half. My only issue, and this is kind of like this is a personal thing, is that I'm planning on going back to school, and the whole point of this was to be able to play my favorite games before I had schoolwork on top of that, so I could enjoy them fully. And I don't really know if that's going to be the case anymore, and I'm a little mad. So speaking of Cyberpunk, next thing, it's the next big game that's coming out within the next few months or so. They're not done with production on it, which is why I think it could get delayed. I think production-wise, I think this is the first game where production could be the reason why.
I love CD to death. They put out amazing games. This is their own fault. They've had plenty of time to finish this game.
Well, we don't know how big it is. We don't know what all they're doing with it. I mean, there could be reasons.
They have a set release date. If they're not done with production, a release date should not have been set.
September 17th.
My point.
You know, it could be.
It's the same thing with Square Enix, with Final Fantasy VII. And with their Avengers game coming out at the end of the year. They're not done. They're not done with Avengers yet. We know they're not done with Avengers yet. We haven't seen anything from Avengers.
It could be also just Avengers could say like it could still come out on release.
I think it'd be a big slap. And so for what you Last of Us is, for a bunch of people, is Cyberpunk.
I mean, I'm really looking. They're my only 2 games that I'm playing like new games.
Could you imagine? So your wait was about is what's going to be 8 years now for 2. Mm-hmm. For other people, for Cyberpunk, it's been about 10 to 11. They've been waiting.
Let's figure out. I'm gonna Google.
How long is it since they announced it?
When did Cyberpunk 2077 start development? So it's since 2013. The same exact time. Now, it didn't really start development until 2015 after the launch of The Witcher 3. It was in backhand, so I have been waiting longer.
But still, the idea.
I'm just saying.
No, the idea for Cyberpunk's been going on since 2013.
Which the idea for The Last of Us Part 2 has been going on since 2013.
So it's the same time.
That's what I mean.
They've been waiting. That's my point.
My point is, oh my God, you can buy it for you can put it on pre-order right now for $29.99 at Walmart. That, my friend, is insane.
It's just It's really frustrating. So I get where you're coming from with Last of Us.
It should be.
And I get where people are going to come from Cyberpunk if it gets delayed. Because
I mean, I'm the same way. I'm on the same boat here. It's not like I'm saying one game's going to be better than the other, even though I do have a feeling one game might be better than the other. But I'm still looking forward to both games.
I realistically don't think that either game is going to come out this year.
No, no. They're both going to come out this year. I think it's just going to be much more towards the season of joy and happiness, where you can buy games for your kids during Christmas.
I don't know.
No, that's definitely totally.
Well, fine. Of the two, I don't think Cyberpunk's going to come out. If they're still working on production,
which could also be true, and that's what I mean. Like games such as, but they can still. I mean, it's hard, but they can still kind of work at home. But Cyberpunk 2077, Avengers, and things that are supposed to be slated for later on this year could get postponed into early next year.
Right.
I'm not saying that. I think it's possible.
I don't want to happen with CD Projekt Red has been talked about with Naughty Dog and Last of Us, and it happened last year with EA and Anthem. I don't want crunch to happen to Cyberpunk. I don't want people to be forced into working on something just to get it out. Take your time with it. Do not rush it. If it's not done, don't force your people into finishing it because you want to get out on a date. And so if Cyberpunk's not ready, they shouldn't have put a release date on it if it wasn't ready. If they knew it wasn't ready, there should have been a release date. It's their own fault for giving people hope for it coming out in September. That's all.
Dying Light 2
got delayed indefinitely.
It's not delayed indefinitely, according to them. It's still planning on coming out, but it's supposed to be coming out in the fall now of 2020. And they have said this is the best thing that's ever happened to them for the game.
2021.
No, you just need to stop saying that.
I have to think like that, Jake.
No, I think just like we were thinking July is a little too soon, I think 2021 is a little too late. Let's talk about something better. Something a little more happier. We're an hour in. We're coming down to those last 20 minutes. Let's move on.
We didn't even talk about Xbox and Halo.
Oh, Halo's fine.
I don't think Halo's fine.
Halo, I mean, if the
Xbox Series X gets delayed, then they're going to push Halo to next year too. It's the Halo. It's the Xbox Series X release launch title.
Hold on. So according to Xbox Phil Spencer, now I do have to say for anybody who is going to be like, oh, it's totally confirmed. It's not, because PlayStation was bought for a previous game that we just talked about, which also was confirmed that wasn't ever going to get delayed. Xbox Series X launch won't get delayed for any game, even Halo Infinite. So whenever it's supposed to come out, which is late 2020, is no titles are being delayed whatsoever for it.
I'm not believing that now because of Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel broke me when it comes to people saying it's not going to get delayed.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
My point.
Literally the day before. No, you can definitely, I mean, it's a good thing it got delayed.
Yeah.
But no, you can definitely see it on release next day. Well, it got delayed for a whole nother year. Sorry. God damn. Hurts my soul.
I want to be realistic when it comes to the things I'm looking forward to. And
I am being realistic. I think this is very realistic. September 17th, I still think is a realistic date because Resident Evil 3 just came out. It was rumors that it wasn't going to make its release date. Not because the game's not done, but because they didn't believe it was going to do well. I think Resident Evil 3 is a great game to look at because we'll have to see how well it does do.
And that's why I hope to everything in God's heaven, if Final Fantasy VII gets delayed in the States, Square Enix is going to feel the wrath of people.
I don't think it will. I think because it is such a big deal, I don't think it will. I think they'll be like, well, we don't have a choice. Here you go.
This year is the build-up from 2013. All three, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy, and Last of Us, were all announced in 2013. If all three get delayed in the year they're supposed to come out,
now Cyberpunk has already been delayed. This is its second release date. It's already supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out in a week. Next Friday was supposed to release of Cyberpunk 2077.
But that one I understood because they wanted to keep working on the game.
But this would be the same thing. I mean,
right.
It wouldn't be like
different. Delay it. It's frustrating.
I agree. I think it's frustrating. I think the biggest thing here to take away from all this is that games that are like, oh, if you're buying the game, you're pre-ordering it like at a GameStop or whatever, and you're pre-ordering the game, like the actual disc for the game. You can pre-order digital copies at GameStop. I don't know if many people know that is a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Why would you when you have the system? But like, you can still do that. They're not releasing digital codes. You have to have your physical copy. For instance, a game we were talking about before we came on here was Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, certain people pre-ordered the game with their Switch. Animal Crossing Pacific Switch. They pre-ordered these months ago, and because of everything going on, because of shipping and different things, it has now been delayed to the middle of April. I know people who have not got to play the game yet because of this.
And the thing
when they should have just some people don't have a Switch to play it, but if you do, some people bought an extra Switch just for Animal Crossing, specifically. They should have gave them a digital code saying, "Hey, you can still play it.
Right.
You just have to wait." I think that's how it should be for all these games.
What's aggravating with Nintendo when it comes to their Switches, with their exclusive Switches, they're releasing all these really cool Switches for these games, but the Switches don't come with the game. So people are more pissed about Animal Crossing because they released an Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch that does not come with the game. It's just a box standard Switch with no game. And so people are buying a very expensive pattern on the back of a console with the game, only to find out that possibly they'll get the game first before they get the console, or vice versa. And it sucks because it's a lot like with The Last of Us. You bought a system for a game, and you got the system, but the game's not there. For them,
that was mostly my fault because I kind of jumped the gun a little. I mean, I did jump the gun.
Jake, you didn't jump the gun. You looked at the gun straight in the barrel and shot.
It's there. I'd still play it. I mean, I'm still going through games. I'm buying a new game on Tuesday. I mean, it's still a thing, but
which, by the way, I'm really excited about.
I'm buying Dying Light, by the way. I am not going to be purchasing Death Stranding.
You mean Days Gone?
Oh, Days Gone. Yep, that's the one. Zombie games, same difference. I do like all the puns they're putting out about The Last of Us, though. They're like, can't believe a virus took out a virus. Either way.
It's just a lot. And then, I think Walking Dead just added on more fuel to their fire. They released the clip from their season finale on IGN involving a character called Princess. Do you know who this is?
No, I'm not caught up, to say the least. So I don't want any spoilers, Zachary. Don't say spoilers either, because some people are not caught up.
Needless to say, the video is not doing well for IGN.
Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a long one too. It's over 3 minutes. I'm not playing it for anybody. I'm just curious to see
the finale.
Oh my Jesus!
Yeah,
not doing super well is correct.
No.
Okay, so she's a hated character though in the comics.
Yeah, but still.
Oh, I think I muted you. I'm sorry.
But still, I mean, I feel like they're adding fuel to their own fire for putting out a clip for their supposed season finale when they're getting a special episode later in the year.
This is a special episode, though.
No, this is not. This is from the finale. This is from episode 15.
Oh.
This is not from the special episode, Jake. This is from what they're now calling the season finale of the season.
No, it's not. No, this is.
Look at the description for IGN's video.
Yeah, but it's not the season finale is not going to be
right now. They're not calling the next episode a special episode.
Okay, but it's not. It's the season finale.
Look at I'm not lying to you.
I know. I'm just saying that you were wrong. I'm not saying. I'm saying that they're wrong. Not that you're wrong. Sorry. Using too many big words here. I'm saying IGN's wrong because AMC has even came out and said that this is not the finale. The finale will release in October. At least that's the plan, is October. And they pushed off the whole next season until next year. We're just getting the finale. Anybody who's excited about The Walking Dead, I'm real sorry. You're just getting the finale. If you're The Walking Dead's been pushed off to next year. The spin-off TV show, which is somewhat done, is being pushed off until next year. Just look forward to 2021. Guys, that's the moral of this today's story. Look forward to 2021.
But I want to look forward to 2020, Jake.
Yeah, I don't. I'm over 2020. 2020 can go fuck itself. It already looks like it has. And it's not doing so well either. It can never release that climax.
I'm officially in the scaring process of my work right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um,
Side note, we'll talk about that. That's
yeah.
not important. All right, moving on to X-Men. We're going to talk about some happiness.
So I want to start this off because this is the first time, besides New Mutants, I'm not counting that anymore. That's no longer a Disney project. That's just not going to happen. It'll pop up when it wants to. This is the first official Marvel MCU thing for X-Men. Now, am I a little pissed that it's Disney Plus first and not the movies? Yes.
Nothing has been confirmed.
No.
This is all based off of pictures. Well,
Right.
actually, avatars. You can be X-Men avatars now on your Disney Plus. This is all it's based off of.
I'm worried about one thing. I'm worried that solo series is going to be Wolverine. I'm really worried about that. I do not want a Wolverine solo series. I got that with the thing called Logan. I don't need this.
No, I don't believe it would be Wolverine. I think it would be like Cyclops or Storm or something like that. Something that's nothing super duper expensive. Yeah, nothing super duper expensive for sure.
Now the animated series though, that's where I'm excited.
If it is true.
If it is,
none of this has been officially announced.
If it's true, I want it to be a sequel to the 90s series, and we get to see them as older X-Men dealing with a bunch of new students. That's what I want it to be. That's my hope. I don't think it's going to be true, but that's my hope. Solo series, I want it to be a whole new character. Do not rely on the guy with the claws. Animated series-wise, I want it to be a sequel to the 90s show with them dealing with a whole bunch of new kids. That's what I want. That's my saying in it. I'm so happy.
I think this is good. I can understand where people are a little bit upset and things about it. But overall, I think it's also just exciting. The pictures, the actual the profile pictures look amazing.
That's where I'm going right now.
Oh, okay. So do you want me to pull them up?
No. I want to see them for the first time.
That's fine. I'm gonna pull them up. You're not the only person who is on this stream, Zachary.
I'm not gonna look at the screen.
That's fine.
I'm so excited. I wonder who I'm going to be.
I've not changed mine yet. I think I do know who I'm going to be, though. I've not changed it, though.
River just got used to me being Baymax. So.
X-Men.
Jacob?
What?
I believe you're incorrect there, buddy.
I am not?
There is no
Zachary? Not incorrect.
I'm looking.
Okay, hold on. That's fine.
Oh wait, never mind. Nope, never mind. They're here. They're not on the Marvel thing though. That's
weird. No. See, this is what people were really excited about. Is that it has its own section. People are also really nervous. Does that mean the X-Men are not part of Marvel?
Oh, no, they're part of Marvel. It would be really dumb if they weren't.
Well, people are saying that maybe they shouldn't be a part of Marvel because we already have so many subdivisions of Marvel that it might get a little too confusing, and maybe that they can jump around and be their own thing, but also come over.
That's cool.
Which one?
I'm Wolverine.
That one right there.
And I love their selection. I love it.
It's the original team from that TV show that you were just talking about.
I love it. I love the fact that Beast and Gambit are there. Jubilee, Mohawk, Storm.
Yep, there are some slight changes to the characters from the original, but I think overall, it's
no. They all look great. I love Magneto's helmet with the spikes up. That looks so freaking cool. Oh, I'm happy.
It makes me want a TV show, like an animated series.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? By the way, did you see the X-Men font they went with?
Yeah, I really like it.
No, you know what that is, right? That's the Fox X-Men font.
Oh,
from the first movie.
Nice.
So now this begs a bigger question: will we start seeing the X-Men films start popping up on Disney Plus?
I could say that could be possible. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's not possible, but I also could see it not being possible because of the fact they're going to try to what?
Because of Deadpool and Logan.
No, because they're going to try to distance themselves from it.
So you think the X-Men film could pop up on Hulu then?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. never came over, but the Runaways did.
Which is a real shame for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a good show. It got better as it
really
went on.
Don't like Jeff Loeb. I mean, is the moral of that story. But Inhumans is on there. It's weird.
Jacob, we do not talk about that.
It's weird. Moving on to our final category before we jump into things that we recommend for the weekend. And that is that you can literally watch any movie you're going to watch at theaters at home. Mm-hmm. I have the whole list pulled up, so might as well go through it.
We've gone through it, though, already.
Well, there's going to be a few new ones. I'm just going to point out the new ones. That's all. The last few. So we also have, like I said, Onward. But who would purchase it now if you have Disney?
At this point, if you purchase it, you must really like the movie.
I mean, truly, though. Like, honestly. Then some other new ones is Sonic, which is $20, by the way. Anybody curious? It is $20. This is also new. I watched the trailer for it. We're not going to talk about it. It has to do with some political things that just not necessary. But it was really weird that it popped up on this list because I didn't even know it was coming out. Other movies, though, that might be exciting to you is I did look up DVD release dates because any movies that came out in January and or late December are coming out in April. And so you could be looking forward to one of these watching like digitally. So like Doolittle or Cats.
Nope.
You never know. Just Mercy, Underwater. Highly recommend Underwater. Anybody who's paying attention to this.
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life. The last 10 minutes is pretty good. The rest of the movie was okay. Gentlemen, I recommend. And then the rhythm section was moderately okay, but Mortal Kombat's having good.
I'm really excited for Mortal Kombat.
Honestly, this is the more exciting thing. Do we approve or disapprove? Oh, look. And then also we do have some announcements for some movies, such as Bloodshot you can rent in May now. And then I Still Believe you can also rent in May. So there's some movies, Birds of Prey you can rent, Fantasy Island. Like there could be some things that you're kind of holding off for because you don't really want to buy them yet.
When's the Blu-ray for Sonic?
May 19th in 7 days.
So I'm gonna wait till May to get it.
Maybe rent it first.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
So I just remembered there's a news story to go with Amazon Prime. Later this month, we don't know when yet, but sometime in April, they're doing what they're calling Amazon Prime Presents South by Southwest.
Not official yet.
It's
not. No. It's coming into deals. I don't think this is a good idea at all.
What?
At all.
From our perspective, getting these indie films on here for free to get why?
I don't think so.
All the companies are getting a percentage of revenue from when they get watched.
This is my personal opinion on it. Try a way to send them to people who are going to be voting for them. But if there's a chance that indie films could get released out in theaters and do really well, I would much rather them have a chance out there than spend some time in it. They're not going to
get a chance now, Jacob. Let them have their time.
No, you never know that. They could have a chance. That's my personal opinion, Zach. They're indie films. Limited films come out all the time. Well, not anymore, but maybe August.
I think this is an absolutely huge thing because A, it benefits South by Southwest.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the only reason now is because South by Southwest was supposed to be canceled. Not canceled, but they're supposed to be shut down.
These filmmakers. I mean, whether you want to think this way or not, and it's your opinion, most people are not going to go see these films in theaters and pay for them because
I can look up so many big indie films that came out of South by Southwest that people would go pay for.
Let me finish. Yes, we can count some, not all. This is giving these films, all of these films, a chance. They do not have a lot of theaters to go to. Don't look up movies to make a point here. All I'm saying is that these are films that people would not go pay in theaters to go see. If they see one they like, they can go, hey, this is part of a thing going on right now. We can click on it and watch it, and we can spread it that way. That's all I'm saying.
We have two different personal opinions. It's perfectly fine.
Let me ask you a genuine thing. Honestly. Besides films that were indie that blew up, The rest of them kind of got flew under the bus because of limited release and not enough theaters to go watch them.
Okay.
Wouldn't you think this is a better idea to give them a time to shine somewhere
Well, I mean,
else?
ultimately, they're always going to end up here anyways.
But this gives them a place to shine, though. This gives them at least a time to be watched when they're supposed to come out.
My personal opinion about it is it's going to stay the same, and that's it. It's my personal opinion.
I was really looking forward to talking to you about this because I feel like we're going to be on a mutual standpoint with it.
Well, sometimes we're just not. This is one of those things where we're just not.
You weren't even happy about the HBO thing.
No, I was not. I thought the list was lacking.
I guarantee you most of our viewers would disagree with you.
Well, that's perfectly fine with them. Okay. Going away from this awkward silence that has now come out of the blue, go watch movies at home, guys. And do you have anything you recommend?
Heck yeah. Go watch Onward.
Okay.
And Clone
Some
Wars.
people have already been watching Onward, so anything else? Like something out of the blue?
There's nothing else except for
That's
Clone
really
Wars.
true. We've gone through like everything.
If you have downtime, my brother and I, did a 2.5 hour stream for video games a couple days ago. You guys can go watch a 4-part series of fighting games and action adventures and go watch these breathing stories come to life through God of War and Spider-Man. Great games in my opinion.
Spider-Man questionable, but
but if you have time to kill, Animal Crossing, from what you showed me, looks like a great farming simulator. So, go play your farming simulators. Or, much like its friend over here, when we go shoot some demons, play Doom. Honestly, other than that, it's so sad. I can't think of anything else.
got nothing for you. Not a single thing. Well, that brings us to the end of this very somber end of this podcast. So
you know what sucks about this more is that for the past 2 podcasts, we've had nothing to talk about and had a great time. The moment we get legit news to talk about, this is the tone of the show.
Just a difference of opinions.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking in general. The tone of the show was.
Oh, I know. It's because we couldn't go on any fun tangents whatsoever. We had to stick to a strict schedule.
Because there's nothing to be happy about right now.
No, literally, not a thing.
That is the happiest I've been all day, is seeing Wolverine on Disney Plus, and I only see him when I click on my account.
I mean, you could watch the animated series.
Yeah, but I don't know. Watch stilted people go da 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 da.
I'm just saying, a lot of people must be if they're getting their own.
It's a good show.
Well, if you guys liked this video,
I hope you did.
Do all the fun YouTube things, do all the fun podcasty things.
At this point, we have to tell you what to do. You know what to do at this point.
Well, maybe
make
they're
sure
new.
we got bell so that way you're notified every time we put a video up. Otherwise, YouTube's gonna look at us and go, "Screw the algorithm, put them away."
Yeah, I felt that. And I will see you guys all next time. Next week.
Next time you guys see me, I'll give a short review of Onward.
Sure, that's fine. We can finally officially talk about it since I never even posted a review of my experiences with Onward. So, yeah. What else are we going to talk about?
Who knows? For all we know, we can come back next week and go, man, wasn't that a weird thing with coronavirus?
It's over. All these movies that moved to the end of the year. Now we're just like really bored. Everybody's like, now we can leave the house. We don't have anything to do. God, that would be horrible. I don't know if I would.
We come back next Friday and go, man, no time to down is a great time to go to the movies right now, huh?
No, we'll come back next Friday. We're on this huge rant about Last of Us. Last of Us got announced. It's going to make its release date.
Very different show next week if that happens.
Either way. Well, we'll see you guys all next time. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for the lovely comments. We do enjoy them.
Yes. And we appreciate you guys knowing that you guys misapprove or disapprove. We miss it too.
Yeah, that's true. We do. It's real sad. I looked at it the other day and I was like, oh, I just can't mention it because it just hurts my soul.
Let's do our dances.
Alrighty.